Good morning. Today I'm going to show you my daily goat routine. It's part of a collaboration with Guildbrook Farms, and I'm going to take you through what I do in one day with my goats. But first, we have to have a cup of coffee. So my day starts out, I get up about 7. I know it's kind of late. And then I come out to the kitchen and I get my coffee. Gotta have my coffee. And then about between 8 and 8:30, I go out there and I do my milking and feeding and all that good stuff. So let's get my milking stuff and let's get out of here. I have 2 types of buckets. I have the little small one, I think it's a 1-galloner. And then I have my bigger one, which I believe is 2 gallons or more. I don't know. And I use both buckets because I milk into the smaller bucket and I dump into the bigger bucket. So, and then I have the bigger bucket on the scale, which I'll show you when we go out there. So let's get our stuff and let's go. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, so first we're going to start with preparing the dishes. So we've got to prepare the dishes. So what we feed them is ADM Dairy Goat Power. It's a pellet. And it's made specifically for dairy goats. It has the 16% protein. So I know I've been doing this for a few years, and there's some things that tell you to feed 3 cups per pound, or is it a cup per pound? I don't even remember. But anyway, I was doing back years before, I was feeding them exactly what they said to feed them on the internet. And I was just getting, every year I was getting the same amount, no matter how many kids they had, no matter what, they were just producing the same amount of feed. I mean, the same amount of milk. But this year I've decided to increase their feed, their grain, and I'm getting way more milk that way. You know, they have protocols for how much to feed your animals and stuff like that, but you've got to do what's best for you. And I have found that, here we go. All right, so I take an entire scoop and we'll put it in the milker's bucket. The one that's on the milking stand gets 1.5 scoops because we put the girls up there and I don't want to keep refilling it. So we will put that like that. And then this is the other milkers over here, and she gets that almost filled up. And then here's her daughters, and I'll show you what I do with that. That's probably about 3 cups, maybe. And that's how much the growing doelings get. And then we use black oil sunflower seeds. And each one of them get about a cup of black oil sunflower seeds in the morning. And then we're gonna top dress it with 1 tablespoon of sea kelp. Sea kelp is a great thing for the goats. It gives them their iodine and tons more of minerals and vitamins and stuff that they need. And plus they love it. And then we use a 1/2 tablespoon of Fast Track. Fast Track is a probiotic and it's great for their rumen, and it also has other vitamins and minerals that they need. So that's that. Now we're gonna bring the girls in and they know exactly where to go. So let's bring them in. Over here, baby. I lock the mamas up because if I don't, they're gonna go running around eating everybody's feed. And Princess Leia here, this little girl right here, she usually eats right where she's at. But as you all know, I sold a goat, and so now we're gonna train her. This is her first day, but we're gonna train her to eat over there. Okay, so first thing I have is my teat wipes. Go check out my video. I have, I make my own teat wipes, and it has all the good stuff in it that's gonna help. Go check out the video because it has water, it has a couple drops of Dawn dishwasher soda, dish soap, and it has lavender and tea tree and witch hazel and baby oil. And I even put a little bit of jojoba oil in it now. But yeah, go check it out. We might have to lock her up now. You need to go to your food, baby. Go over to your food. So we take a little wipey wipe. Princess Leia. Princess Leia. She's trying to eat the camera. And we just take the teat wipe and we wipe the udder really, really good. Let me show you. Start off with the teats. Someone's not having it this morning. Start off with each teat and then flip it over. And I wipe the teats again to make sure that they're clean. And then wipe the udder, front, back, sides, get all that dirt off. And then I put the first squirt into the napkin so that I can see if there's any blood or clumping or the flies. Are the flies bothering you, baby? Clumping, blood, or anything like that, just to make sure there's no mastitis or any of that yucky stuff. So each teat goes into the napkin and it looks clean and clear. And we have flies, so she might be doing the happy dance during this. And then I grab my bucket. And here we go. So as you've seen, hold on. Oh my goodness gracious. Hey guys, I'm so sorry there's a glare. Okay. So sorry there's a glare, guys. But as you've seen in my other videos, I show you how I milk the goats and how to grab the teat, pinch, and roll. So go check those videos out. But we just milk out. We start with Delilah because she's the boss lady. And so we'll start out with Delilah, and she's a very, very good milker. Okay, Princess Leia. Hold on, we got Princess Leia. We gotta lock her up. So anyway, Delilah is the princess here, the queen. And so she goes first, and then we'll do Caramello. But her milk comes out pretty quick. I think it takes me about maybe 3 minutes, if even that, to milk her out. She has great teats and great orifices. That comes out pretty quick. And I chose Nubian because of the Nubian personality. I like the lovey personality. And some Nubians can be super loud. There's Nubians that are screamers. Thank God I don't have that. The only time they yell a lot, or whatever you want to call it, is when they're hungry, or if there's something wrong, obviously. They are attention. Nubians do love a lot of attention, but thank God I don't have the screamers. And then I'll massage her udder to get her to let it down some more, let down some more. And we're going to take everything. Her baby is 5 months old. She still feeds her. And the way it works over here is that she almost got her foot in the milk bucket. It is the babies stay with the mama 24/7. We don't separate. We don't lock up the babies. We don't do any of that stuff. So the babies can eat on demand. We let them wean. We don't wean. We let the mamas take care of the weaning. We let them do everything all natural. It's not up to me when the baby is ready to be weaned. It's up to the mama. But I do take the milk in the morning. I milk once a day. And I could milk twice a day, but I kind of just like doing it once a day. So doing it once a day, depending on when I get out here, it's all contingent on how they're feeling when I get out here, because I do let the babies roam with the moms. So if I get out here too late, half of the milk's gone. But if I get out here just right, I will get, from these two girls, I will get about 1.5, close to 2 gallons. And that's all I need. I mean, for all the stuff I do soaps and lotions and all that stuff. That's all I need. But I have these other 2 girls. I kept a doeling from each one because they're such great personalities, such great milkers. The udders and teeth, everything is just perfect. So I kept a doeling from each of my does. So next year I'll have 4. There was a time where I had 15 goats. And I had, I think 8 were milking. And you go crazy when you start getting goats. You get this like goat fever is what I call it. Let's finish her up before I tell you about goat fever, because she's going to get impatient. So after I milk her out, I use Fight Back. I'm going to try to find something else because there's some things in here I can't pronounce, and you guys all know I'm real big on not using stuff I can't pronounce. But I give it a squirt because after you're done milking them, their orifices stay open for a while, and we don't want any bacteria to get into the udder and give us mastitis or any kind of infection whatsoever. So let's go ahead and switch the goats out and let Delilah get down because she's having a cow. We're going to dump Delilah's milk into this other bucket that's on the scale. So we can get ready to do Caramello. I switch the camera and I still have a glare, so I don't know. That's what happens when you have to do it all and film it all yourself. I'm gonna have to hire me some kids or something to be my film crew. So we're gonna wipe. Whoa, you all right? We're gonna wipe Caramello down. And it looks like her baby drank most of her milk this morning, which is fine. Right now, I'm totally fine with that. Caramello's baby is, she's about 3 months old. So I'm totally fine. Yeah, she's 3 or 4, close to it. Anyway. Now, if y'all remember from my video, Caramello is my small teated, but big orifices. Looking good. So we're gonna milk from a different angle today. Oh boy, maybe not. Back to goat fever. That's when you start buying goats. And they're so awesome and so cute. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, you go from 1, or no, you can never buy them. You go from 2 to 20 because they're just so awesome. So I went through that, and I think I got up to 15, close to 20 goats because I wanted 10 in milk at all times. So we had the goats. We're milking about 8 of them. The rest are just being goats. And then suddenly, financially, you're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? So then you start trying to figure out which ones are the good ones, which ones are the bad ones. And even if their pedigree says that they're awesome, you don't know until you get them into milk, and then you see what their udder size is, how much milk they give, what their teats are, etc., their behavior, all that stuff. So I sold all but 5 of my goats because they weren't good producers. They weren't. And the goal here, as I've said a million times, but I'll say it again, is for these goats to produce milk and to provide their own food, the cost of their food, hay, and to provide for all the other farm animals around here. And these guys are many, many years of weeding through, and I loved every single one of them, don't get me wrong, but this is farming, and you got to do what's best for you and your farm and your family. And when your husband is saying, dang, $800 this month in feed, then you're like, okay, we got to figure this out. So I've got it down to 2 goats for what I need right now, because it's going to get better, but what I need right now. And then I have the other 2 that are potentially gonna, hopefully, gonna provide just as much, if not more, as their mamas. So right now, what I get is good, because I make the soaps and the lotions and the caramels and the everything I do with the goat milk, and I sell it, and they provide all but just a little tiny bit. So we just have to use a little tiny bit of our own money out of this. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Takes me a little longer to milk out Caramello because of these small teeters. Well, I would say her daughter drank almost all her milk. So that's fine. We're good. So now we're going to dump this into the bucket. We got about a gallon today. And then we'll spray her teats. And then we kind of just let them do whatever. There's chaff hay there. Yes, we feed them chaff hay. Chaff hay is a great source of probiotics. It's fermented alfalfa, so it's really good for them all the way around. And we have hay over here that they're devouring. So they just wander around here and eat whatever they want. We're gonna check her eyes to make sure she's good and she's not wormy. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab the bottom lid, you're gonna pull it down. Look at that pink. I hope you can see that. Look at that. That is beautiful. And check both eyes because you could have one pink and one not pink. But yeah, that looked really, really good there, Caramello. Peanuts. They get a treat and then they go out. Come on, Caramello. Go, girls. The babies don't get treats because they're not doing anything. Come on. Oh, Caramello's not real happy about the peanuts. All right, go. Go on out. Good girl. Thank you for the milk. Thank you for the milk. And then now we're going to get them a flake of hay. And the hay is Alfalfa Orchard. And we're going to go put it into their hay feeder. And then that's it. That's all I do in the morning. And I'll show you what I do later on. So we got the milk in. And now we're going to put it in our glass mason jars. I use a filter funnel, and then I use the paper filters, and then this has a little filter, so it's like double filtered to get all the hair and particles and stuff out of it. So we just pour it through the strainer. Not quite a gallon today, but that's all right. Because that means that the babies needed it more than I did. That's the way I look at it. So now we're going to put the lids on them and put it in my ice chest cooler. All right, so here's my ice chest cooler. And inside I have ice, water, and some 80% rubbing alcohol. That's to keep it slushy so it doesn't freeze solid. It'll stay in here and I'll twist it to mix up the milk. I'll twist it every like 5 minutes. It'll stay in here probably maybe 30 minutes, if even that. But I need to get the temperature down to less than 40 degrees. So the quicker you do it, the better it tastes, the longer it lasts in the refrigerator. So now we're going to give the girls some cafe. I use this little bucket. I'm going to have to get some more cafe soon, so we're just going to dump this whole thing in here. We break it up, and then we're going to community feed the alfalfa or the cafe. Oh, Delilah, the queen. Yeah, you. Pistol Annie. Caramello, are you going to go eat some? And I'll talk a little bit about my fencing. So we have the pallet goat barn. And around the goat barn, we have I believe it's a 2x4 square. 2x4 square. And then we put wood on it to attach it. So that's how we do our fencing. And it's about, I think it's a 4-foot fence. And then out in the big area, which we open up to them, we have the sheep and alpacas back there, which I don't know how Santi got in here because he was locked in the back, so he must have jumped the fence or something. But we had to put these little cattle panels here to block the sheep and the alpacas because they weren't letting the goats eat their hay. They were eating all their hay, so we had to separate them during feeding time. But then we'll open it. And Candy's acting weird. Are you choking? Are you okay? Anyway, I might have to figure that out. But anyway, then we have the 2x4 fencing all the way out in the yard with the posts. And it works great. Delilah, she used to be our jumper. She doesn't jump anymore. But she used to scale this fence, this 4-foot fence. She would just jump straight over it. But she quit doing that after she kidded for the first time. But yeah, that's what we do for fencing. And then I'll trim their hooves whenever their hooves need to be trimmed, which is about every other month. And we do everything like natural or herbal. We deworm weekly. We have probiotics that we give if they get the little poopers, which for some reason I think it's the hay that I popped open this last bale of hay because all of a sudden everybody's got a little bit of pooper. But yeah, so we do that. And what else? I don't vaccinate. I don't like vaccinations, but I have not ever done vaccinations until this year. I've helped so many people out with their goats and sheep and stuff that ended up with tetanus that I decided I was going to do tetanus, CDT. So I've done CDT this year. But other than that, I mean, I'm not opposed to using antibiotics and all that stuff, but I tend not to, and I do everything naturally. So I think that's it for now. So tonight I'll show you what I do and how we handle the nightly feedings. All right, feeding in the evening is exactly the same as the morning time, amount-wise, I should say. The girl. And sometimes they don't eat all their breakfast, so then we just top them off. And in the evening I don't do the black oil sunflower seeds, only the grain. Let's go. As I can see, little old Princess Leia's still confused. She's thinking she's a mama goat. Go on, Delilah. Get up there. Good girl. And we're gonna lock them in the evening too, because I have other things to do and I can't trust them in here. So everybody's where they're supposed to be. Now I'm gonna go out and water. Water. So now we're gonna do the sheep real quick. Gonna give them a flake of hay like we did this morning, and that's it. Woo, that was a wind hitting the door. And then that's it. And so I clean their stalls and their barn when needed. It's usually like once a week. And oh, I also give them selenium and vitamin E once a month, and I give them copper once a month. I have a video on that, on the copper and selenium and all that. But I hope I haven't missed anything. I think I got everything. But having goats is pretty simple. You just got to decide how many, what is their purpose, and what do you want to do with them. And then just watch a ton of videos and try different things and see what works for you, because what works for one's not going to work for the other. And then there's some stuff that's going to work perfectly for you. Like some of the stuff I do would work perfectly, and then some of the stuff I do wouldn't work at all. So you just got to try and try again. And I just wanted to give thanks to Jamie over at Guildbrook Farm for inviting me to take part in this collaboration. And y'all don't forget to look at the show more. I have links to everybody that's participating in this collaboration, the daily goat routine collaboration, down in the show more. Go over and check out their videos on how they take care of their goats, and it's pretty awesome because almost everybody has different goats and stuff, so it's pretty cool. So go check them out. And thanks again. So thanks for watching on how I take care of my goats, on my daily goat routine. And don't forget to ring the little bell so that you know when I have new videos, when I upload them, because I do like 3 or 4 a week.
And thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if I think of anything else, I'll do some more video. But thanks, guys. Till next time.